What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Modern Philosopher. Today, I'm going to be expanding on a topic that I did probably about a couple months back. It was not everyone is going to like you. So stick around for this video. We're going to dive into this word. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel, so guys, leave me a little like down below. Leave me a comment. Just let me know your thoughts and opinions of the topic. And as always, don't forget to share with your friends and family, because I think it's important we all help each other figure out the answers to life's biggest questions. So when I talk about not everyone is going to like you, people are different, okay? There's 8 billion people on this planet, and each one of those people have a different vision for their lives. And as such, the friends and the people that they surround themselves with are oftentimes people that they have identified to help them achieve their goals, right? So when we find ourselves on the opposite side, where we're the ones that are trying to seek out the relationship or the friendship, and they are denying it, what oftentimes we feel is that we feel resentment towards them. We feel like they don't appreciate us. We feel like they don't appreciate the effort that we're putting in, and we feel like they owe us that kind of relationship. When in fact, what they're telling us is that there is not enough room in their lives for us, essentially. Now, this doesn't take away from your individual value. I want to make that clear. This does not mean that you're any less of a person. What this essentially means is you are not the type of person that they have deemed fit to help them achieve their goal in their lives. And you kind of have to be okay with that. You have to take that you have to kind of swallow that pill, because if you don't, what you risk doing is putting yourself in an emotional state where you're trying to invest into someone, but because you're not returning the investment back, it's causing you to start hating this individual that has probably told you multiple times, well, maybe they haven't told you, but has shown you that they do not value you. Okay, so you got to learn how to walk away. And if you don't learn to walk away, you're just going to put yourself in a bad situation. And I think that's the conflict a lot of us find ourselves in, where we have these individuals that we keep trying to have relationships with, and it never works. This is a lesson that I learned when I was in high school, because there were a lot of people that I thought I was friends with, and I got their numbers, and I would always be the ones initiating hanging out with them. I would text them, I'd call them, and there was one time where I reached out to an individual, and they hit me with that, oh my goodness, we haven't talked in such a long time, yada yada yada. And as a joke, and I said this, I was like, well, you have my number too, you can always call and text me. It works both ways. Now, I didn't really understand the importance of what I said, but looking back on it, I was like, that's true. Like, they do have my number, they do have the means of contacting me. So if they value the relationship as much as I did, they would have reached out to me. And what I had to learn was, hey, if they're not going to reach out, that is okay. If they're not going to initiate the contact, that is okay. I don't need them to like me. What I need to do is essentially seek out those who appreciate who I am and want to be around me. And when I realized that, all of a sudden, I stopped resenting people, right? When I see them, we can catch up on small things, and then when we go our separate ways, we go back to the lives that we were living. Another thing I want to talk about too is sometimes, and this is gonna hurt some people's feelings. Sometimes when we are the ones that are trying to pursue that kind of relationship with somebody else, we don't do it out of love. And what I want to explain love is in that kind of sense is, love is kind of genuine kindness, right? Some of us are kind to other people because we want them to be kind right back to us. It's like a business deal, right? I do this for you and you do that for me. So when we're in a situation where we do something for someone and they don't do it back to us, we feel like they owe us, right? We feel like, hey, I did this for you, you have to do it back for me. I had a friend who actually went through the situation where he was like, all those things, he was talking to some friends, he needed a favor done, which was a really big favor. I'm gonna be honest, it was a really big favor. And even I told him, I said, listen, this is probably not gonna happen. But he reached out to all his friends, and they were all like, look, man, we can't do it. And I remember he got off the phone and he was just like, all those people that I was nice to, that I helped, I thought they had my back, yada yada. He got so upset. And here I'm looking at this and I'm like, yo, you didn't do it out of love. You were not being kind to these people out of love. You were being kind for this exact moment, so that when you needed help, They had no choice but to help you out. And that's not the kind of relationship you want to have. That's more like a power dynamic, right? Where I do X, Y, and Z for you. And although I tell you I don't expect anything in return, deep down, I do expect something in return. And that is another reason why some of us often feel that resentment for other people, because we're trying to buy their affection. But true friendship and true relationships aren't built off of the financial or the trade-off. It's built off the personality of who you are. And that's where the true value comes from. If you as a person let me backtrack. If I don't see you as someone who I truly feel needs to be in my life, I'm not going to invest in that relationship with you, because I don't want you in my life where there is no room, and then now I have to isolate you in certain scenarios because you don't fit in. So if you try to buy my affection, and I'm operating on the fact that you're just being kind, now I have to come to terms with the fact that you were not being kind, you were trying to buy my affection. And you're coming to the fact that I was only there because maybe I thought you really were a kind person, right? Now we're at odds with each other, we're misunderstanding each other, and it just leads to an all-out conflict. So guys, one of the harsh truths I want you guys to understand is not everyone is going to like you, and that is completely okay. Now, if people, make fun of you or belittle you and stuff like that as a result, that is not okay. But if people simply say, hey, listen, man, we can talk every once in a while, we can see each other, catch up and stuff like that, but as far as consistency in the relationship, that's a no-go. Understand that, be okay with it, and learn to walk away, and learn to invest in the relationships with people who already invest in you. That way you can have a much more happier and fulfilling life. Guys, that's my word for today. I hope it made sense. I hope you guys took away something from this. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in another video. Deuces.